My parents moved out here when I was 18 months old. I started snowboarding at 18 months old. All I wanted to do was be out on the hill riding. And that's what I did most of my time.
I'm Miss Scotty Jones, and I'm 6 years old, I'm 7 years old, I'm 8 years old. I'm going to calm things down a bit.
I just snowboarded. I don't think I ever thought about it. It was just that I grew up in the mountains, I had a snowboard, I loved snowboarding, and that's what I did. We accidentally found like a snowboard camp, one in Saas-Fee. It was actually a Team GB camp. I'd never ridden halfpipe before. We got an email a few weeks later saying I'd actually been selected for the Groms team. Winter as well was the first proper sponsor. I just remember travelling around doing like Burton Ams and like a few comps, Team GB, going to different countries. And then when I was 15, I managed to qualify for the Youth Olympic Games, which was incredible. When you finally land that perfect run that you've been training for that whole year is one of the best feelings that you'll ever have. I think I was 18. I remember it happening. I was in New Zealand, first run in the pipe. I do a crippler and I land and I just hear a big pop. Then they were like, you're out for 12 months. At this point, I'd had quite a few injuries. This was the big one. After doing Youth Olympics and then a couple of years later doing your ACL, I didn't get back from that. And I think that was one of the turning points where, because it almost felt like a bit of relief. Kind of fell out of wanting to snowboard. People would say, why are you not going up the hill? And I don't want to, I just can't be bothered. Yeah, I'm just not interested. It just really didn't, I just wasn't getting any enjoyment out of it.
Yeah.
A few years ago, one of my best mates, he phoned me up because he wanted to learn how to skate.
All of this before the brainwash starts, before they get polluted, start thinking like adults. Life is fantasy and somersaults, and before the world tear apart imagination.
And me and him got really bit back into skating. He loves his skiing, so he got me back into going into the park.
Me, I used to want to be a wizard when the life gets so serious.
I remember not doing like an underflip for ages, and I remember Ben basically going, you wouldn't, and me kind of just being like, oh yeah, I can, and doing it, and I remember landing it and thinking, oh, that felt really good. Now I get up in the morning, and if I want to go do 2 runs, I can. If I want to go through the park, I can. If I want to do a 720 or an underflip today, I can. But if I don't want to, I won't. And I think that's the big difference now, is I'm doing it more for me because I'm enjoying it. I'm so lucky and so fortunate as well. I've had such an amazing life growing up. I now run a chalet for my parents, still with Pleisure holidays. I get to go snowboarding every day if I want to. Waking up to like an incredible view out my balcony, going up Rue Blanc or Diderot's chairlift, and I've lived here for 30 years and it never gets old. I'm excited for the future, but I'm excited for the fact that I don't know what's to come, and that's what kind of makes it exciting.